No, oh, 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 oh. I know I've seen this before, and I know you think you ain't wrong. Oh, oh, oh. And I know my intuition's on point, and I know I'm having doubts for you, cause it's feeling like
Hello, Bronx. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Roku, Amazon Fire.
Hello, hello, hello! This is the Queen of the Bronx, Appolonia, Cruz, and welcome to LDM Network Season 2. And here's my co-host, Frankie Allday, Howard Stern.
All love, all day, people. I love y'all. You gotta love me. You give me so many years of love. I'm here in the Bronx. I had to be with the Queen of the Bronx tonight because you know I'm the king of all media. And why not come grace and bless sister with my presence here tonight on the
Jesus,
LDM
please
Network.
forgive me. I have sinned with my dirty, evil thoughts about your nose.
The nose, you know, the ladies love the nose. You know, the nose does, you know, they developed that rabbit thing because of me, you know, because the nose tickles something while the mouth tickles other things.
Honey, that nose
This
works
is natural.
miracles. It does work miracles on people.
Amen, people, amen.
So, Frankie Allday, thank you for coming back, honey, for filling in for Miss Kelly Kaboom.
Yes, Kelly, we miss you. We hear you'll be back next week. We're looking forward to that.
Yes, and Frankie Allday is gonna fill in for me because I'm a poll worker. No, bitch, not that type of poll worker. I'll be working the elections once again in New York City.
All right, get out there and vote. Voting counts, not just in the main election,
Exactly.
smaller elections.
Because these are the ones that they're gonna vote for 5 bowl presidents, a New York City mayor, and a partridge in a pear tree.
I will vote for the partridge and the pear tree.
Any day, right?
Absolutely.
So, we need to vote because a lot of people of our community, especially in the LGBT, complain about this politician, that politician. Do your part and vote.
Yeah, but I tell you, someone who is not, attracted to politics, and I think that's maybe the mentality of a lot of people.
Yes.
And mostly where that comes from, we don't understand it. We're not taught it in school growing up.
Yes.
We hear about presidents, we hear about history, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Mostly, we're bombarded with the main election
Yes.
and who the presidents are. But what we learned from this last, I guess, almost 6-7 years,
Yes.
is that it's the smaller elections on the local level and the community level which really are imperative that we get out there and vote, because when we get people in, like we got, so many people of color, AOC,
Richard
Torres, Sotomayor,
Yes.
on the Supreme Court,
Yes.
those people really hear our voice,
Yes.
and they really help us when it comes to the main election. The main election, we're stuck on it because it's the one thing that we think, oh, the top is the main.
And
but
we're still divided on that, actually. We still are.
Always will be. But I think that, the awakening of knowing that it's these smaller local elections.
Yes.
And your communities, which are incredibly important, and especially if we're talking about the Bronx.
Yes.
The Bronx needs to, come out and elect these, these politicians that are really for the Bronx community,
Exactly.
about the Bronx community, because you love the Bronx community, and just any community, and you want to keep the essence of where your community is, you have to go out and vote for people who think and speak and look like yourself.
That are going to do the job, that they're not going to be sellouts. You know what?
No,
A lot of
absolutely.
promises, and then they don't deliver.
No, absolutely. And, it's one thing, once we vote these people in, we still have to support them through the time that they are in that chair. Otherwise, the next time it comes with the voting, they're getting pushed out for the new person.
I agree. Okay, so we have my co-host, Kelly Kaboom, says, "Hey, loves, thank you, Frankie, for filling in for me. I'll be back next week. You're doing great. And Apollonia, you look amazing. Bless you, my child."
We're looking forward to having you back, Kelly Kaboom. We missed
Yes,
that
she will be back.
gorgeous face.
Unfortunately, I won't be back next week because, like I said, I'll be working the general elections. But let's talk about my outfit, shall we?
I mean, if we must.
So, for those of you that know, I love evil nuns. So this is the second time I dress like an evil nun in the Bronx because I used to do it back in South Beach back in the day.
And you also did it. Remind you about maybe 8 years ago for the Bronx Halloween party. You did it
yes,
there.
I
have
did
pictures
it.
of that.
That was when. Oh yes, that was for the first bad Halloween party.
Yes, yes.
That it's executive director Charles Rex Gonzalez asked, he called me and said, Apple, what are you doing for Halloween? I'm like, nah. He goes, let's do a Halloween party, and I said, let's do it. That was the first time that we did it. There was like 20 people, but now it's turned into something else, and now it gets really good. So we are bringing it back, but we will give you guys an update if it's going to be held indoors or outdoors because they announced rain.
I want to ask you, from a professional drag queen for over 30
A
years,
century, yes.
speaking of Halloween and in the words, of our dear Charles Royce Gonzalez, who wrote many like plays. Actually, he has one tonight I heard about from the West Phillips in the Bronx.
Yes.
There's a new play he wrote. But from Los Nutcrackers, which me and Appolonia, we met there.
Yeah, 2007.
There's a scene in there where they say Halloween is Gay Pride #2.
Gay Pride #2.
Right.
It
right.
is.
So
it is.
you think of like drag queens and drag, you really think of like Halloween, we all get to drag it out. We don't think of it that way. But it really is. What do you think? Like it's
It is.
drag, right?
Halloween is drag. It's like you said, Bronx Pride Part 2, darling. And I've been celebrating Halloween since as long as I can remember, And the LGBTQ plus community, we love Halloween, honey.
Well, let me ask you, because I don't know, even though if I know this about you, I know you a long time. Pardon me. Let me get some holy water out.
Honey, praise the Lord.
Wet the gums.
Yes, bitch.
So, when was the first time in your life, even prior to knowing you wanted to do drag, or maybe you known for a long time, that you put on drag, a wig, makeup, a dress?
Oh, I have a good story.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
When I was a teenager, like maybe 14, my mom went to Puerto Rico. So a neighbor of mine we lived on the 5th floor, on the 4th floor, named Gladys. We're friends ever since. When I met her, her daughters were like 3 and 4. She had a Halloween party. So I decided to dress up in drags, honey. And nobody knew it was me. I was dancing with my cousins.
And I'm sorry, what age were you?
I was like 14.
And and it was, at a time when, we weren't as accepted.
Yes, in
correct?
the 70s.
Okay.
I was in junior high school. So I dressed up in drag, and I went downstairs, and all the guys were like going crazy. Oh, my God. And I was dancing with everybody. No one knew it was me. Wow. No one. And then when I said it was me, they couldn't believe it. My cousins punched me in the shoulder.
So how did they feel once
They
they
loved
found
it.
out that it was you?
No. My family's very accepting. I never came out of the closet. I never had a closet.
Okay, so they thought you were just a young boy, like, having fun.
No, the rumors were, circulating, but we had gays in the family back in the 70s.
As every family does, whether you know it not or
And
yet.
the gays in the family used
They
to
are
perform
there.
in escuelitas in the 70s. So for us, it was no big deal. I never say, I'm gay. Never. But I did it, girls.
Well, even whether it was about you being gay or not, just the shock of a man or boy, doing something remotely feminine,
Yes.
can be very disturbing to a family.
No, my family,
But,
My family, no. We were always, my family was very open-minded because we had gays in the family. Like I said, one of our family members performed at Escuelita. He had his bunch of transgender friends. They used to come to the house. They respected us as kids. And I used to dance with them in house parties. We used to hustle, do the hustle. And it was great. So it was no big deal. No big deal at all. No big deal.
There's kind of two thoughts I have about this, but the first one I just want to share, and I asked you about your first experience, like putting on drag
Yes.
as a female
Yes.
impersonation.
I was cute, though.
I'm sure you were. You ever seen Apple with the Speedo back in the day?
Oh.
She was a dish.
I'm sorry, honey. The bitch was a Speedo queen.
Dish. And had the abs and everything.
And I got
The
receipts
dish.
to prove it.
I've seen them.
Because there's people that said that when they were younger, that they had hot bodies, but then they slip, and when they show me the pictures, I'm like, bitch, I thought you said you had a hot
Apple
body.
had
You
it,
was a
but
fat-
I just wanted to share with you. I talk about clothing and wearing
Yes.
drag and whatnot, and I just love to hear that you came from a family who was very accepting and loving of you.
They were very
Because
accepting.
This is not obviously what we always hear, but I remember as a gay man and growing up in the 80s as well. And I came from a family who's very loving and accepting.
Yes.
But it was my grandmother, and we called her Mom, who was German. And I was 11. And she was the one that came out this one Halloween and said, "Oh, Frankie, why don't you dress up as a girl for Halloween?" And I thought, what? And not that I ever have the desire to dress in women's clothing and all that stuff. And it's just too much for me. Like, I appreciate, like, just being a boy.
But he does it. Fast forward 2021. He does a really good job.
Well, thank you.
At my
Thank
thank
you.
you party.
Thank you.
How many costume changes you had? I lost
I
count.
had about 3. But I went out. We had the balloons with the
Yes,
chest
yes.
and everything. And again, like with you, my family, like, they were very accepting of
Yes,
it.
yes.
And it was just a moment where I didn't care about dressing in the girls' clothing. It was the moment, like, I had this my grandmother said, "Oh, let's do this." And it was like, the late 80s. And it's a beautiful thing. And like I said, not all people have that experience, which is very interesting, because we share that. And do you? So I guess what I wanted to ask you is,
I think it was more difficult. I think it was a little bit difficult for my mom with me than it was for my brother. I think I was evaluating. I was thinking about that before.
Just now?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that it was more difficult with me with my mom than when my brother came out.
And can I ask you why you think that?
I just feel you know what.
No, what I know, but my experience is my experience. What's your experience?
I don't know. I just felt when I was 10 years old. I've been hand sewing since I was 6. When I was 10 years old, I was sewing for a long time since I was 6. A family friend used to bring me materials because she used to work in a garment district or something. So she used to give me materials. So I used to design gowns for my cousin's Barbie dolls. Then my mom one time told her, "Don't bring him any more materials." And then when I asked a family friend, "How come you don't bring me any more materials?" She goes, "Your mother said to don't bring you no more." I'm like, "But why?" I was crying. My mother didn't know I was crying because I never confronted her on that. But I did say, "But I love designing. I love making clothes." So people were telling my mom, "Put him in design school. Put him in." I could have been the next Versace. But I have no regrets. My mother did a great job raising me, and I love her to death. She's one of my biggest fans and one of my biggest critics, which is great to have. That's how it is. I prefer having a big fan that's also telling me, "Apple, I didn't like this." I'm like, okay, I agree. Because I admit my faults. Every show cannot be 100% perfect.
And I want to say, as having, like, your mother, like, met her and close with her, she is so loving and
Yes.
giving, and she welcomes all of us into her
Yes,
house
she
and
did.
treats us like her
She-
children.
Remember?
Like,
He
she
sang to my
really
mom.
does.
I invited the cast. I don't know how many of them showed up years ago. I invited some of the cast members of Los Nutcrackers, Christmas Carajo from Bad, to my mom's house, and Frankie Allday blessed my mother by performing for her, and she loved it. She really did.
It's amazing, but I just want to dial back a little bit.
Okay.
You said what you shared, which thank you for sharing that, about you feel that the experience for you was more challenging for your mother than your brother.
Yeah, I think it was.
And I had a thought which may not be the truth. It's just me thinking. I know that when I came out, my family, like, didn't care. Like, they think I'm the Holy Grail. But I think the troubling part for my mother is that because I'm such a loving, open person, she more feared that the world would eat me up
Yes.
because I came out as a gay man, and it wasn't anything about being gay. And it was over the years, where she got to meet other mothers of gay men, and she felt, more empowered and strong about it. So I would probably venture to say, knowing you and your brother, and I know you're tough, don't get me wrong, but at 14, I don't know you.
At 14, I was a bitch.
But I just think, mommy just know, the fear
She
of
was.
being protected.
No. My mother was very overprotective of me. With me, she was very.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That
Yeah, she was very
that,
overprotective.
that feeling of feeling like she was very troubled when you did come out because.
But I
she
never
was
came out. That's the
scared.
thing. I never said I'm gay.
You don't got to. Your mommy knows.
Mom knows. The whole family knew.
Mommy knows.
The whole family knew. It was like there was no breaking news in my family.
Well, that's what they call. A friend of mine shared with me when I moved here. They call it the open secret. They call it.
It was because I had my girlfriends. I was a hottie when I was younger. You didn't know what the hell I was. I had my girlfriends and I had my boyfriends.
Well, and that's your like obviously that's you know yourself best. But people outside don't know that. So even whether you had the conversation,
But it's like
whether you
none of
out or
their it's none
not,
of their
it's
business.
just
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
no. That's not even what I'm speaking of. I'm just saying, just speaking the part where you said solely on the part where you said that you felt like your mom was more troubled by your coming out than your brother's.
She never said nothing,
But I think
you
it was
know,
because her fear of just
yes,
her baby
yes.
being her. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, 'cause I'm the third. I'm
Yeah.
the third born. So when my birth father find out, he wish I was dead. And guess who died in 2020? So, anyways,
Well, what do you think now? Moving to the same conversation, but moving to, I mean, obviously us standing here,
Yes, yes.
we're gonna say okay. But that's the question I wanted to bring up is,
he's dead, bitch.
for our viewers.
I'm not celebrating that he died, people. I'm just saying.
No, it's a
he wish I
key.
was dead, but
But for our viewers out there, not for us, how do you feel if your child, boy or girl, wanted to dress in a costume that was not, taken in this world we live in as genderly like qualified for gender? How do you feel? Please write us here. We want to hear back
Exactly.
from you to know what you feel. Would you allow your child to express themselves however they wanted, or would you feel a way about it? And it's okay to feel either way. We're just curious to think,
Well,
know
my
what- know
family,
that.
they were always asking my mom, is your son gay? She admitted that years later, like when I was in my 20s, when I was living in South Beach. I actually asked my mom when I moved to South Beach, Miami, in the late 80s. I wanted her to write me a story to tell me, to ask her. I asked her, get emotional.
Get emotional.
I asked her
Out in the open. Open those wounds.
how she felt about me and all that, and she said she always loved me. And I still have that letter.
Yeah.
I have it at home.
Can I share something real quick, too?
Go ahead, go.
Just because, Appolonia and I have been friends for a very long time now, and she was my very first friend I made, and she
Yes.
made me her friend. She's like, you're my friend.
Yes.
The moment she saw me, like a weekend in New York, and I'm so grateful to her for that because there's a lot of doors that may not have opened as quick if I didn't
And
have
I
your
always,
love.
I always treated him with respect, and we got along.
But you were also Cancers. We're both zodiac signs.
you-
June 19th?
No,
July 19th.
July
sorry.
16th.
July 16th, sorry. Same as Wendy Williams? Or
Yes,
day
no,
before?
she's 2 days later, but with the same age, but she looks older.
But anyway, so there's a lot of similarities. Yes, she does. Right? Similarities. But I just wanted to share like your mom's experience about saying she always loved you. My mother shared with me many years after I had come out, and she said initially like she was scared. I knew that, but she said she thought about it over 2 days. And hi, mommy, if you're watching, I love you, Mary Jane,
And I love
from
Mom.
Philadelphia.
I love you, Mom. She's one of my biggest supporters.
She said that you know what? I thought about it for 2 days, and it was like, why am I so upset by this? This is my son. This is Frankie. Everyone loves him. He respects everybody. He loves everybody. He treats everybody so equal in kindness and all this. Why am I letting this upset me? And I just thought it's still so touching to me that she said that to me because,
Yes.
it's just a beautiful moment,
Yes.
And I understand that my mother came to that.
I understand.
I am just another person, but I'm just a gay person.
Exactly. And my family, could you hear me, guys? Let me know if you can't hear me. Oh, there's a comment. Hold on. Sean, he's one of my main volunteers. I love Sean to death. He wrote here, they are definitely wearing whatever they want, and
about
now
the
make
kids.
sure that they feel safe from the world.
Amen, Sean.
And
All love to you for
see
that.
What else? Renato said, Renato's dying to be an audience.
Ronaldo, mwah, mwah, mwah.
I don't know when that's gonna happen. I would love to have an audience for out in the open. I would love to. We could do it outside over here. But with this pandemic situation, it's not gonna happen anytime soon because I would feel horrible if someone comes here and gets
It's
sick.
okay. We'll get lottery tickets. Make sure you're,
Yes.
safe, whatever.
The only way we could have done that if it was in the summer, we could have done it out in the open outdoors. So I'm reading back here. Let me see who else said.
I still love the
Yeah, Renaldo, I love you, Renaldo. Javier Lewis says he loves our outfits. He's laughing.
Thank you, Javier.
Are you a good nun or a witch? I am both. I'm an evil motherfucker. So let me talk about one more time about my costume. This, you guys could see this cross. Mwah. This cross, I bought it when I was 25 years old when like a prayer came out from Madonna. So that was the biggest rave in Miami back in the day. So I actually bought this. This cross has been used in theater, television, and everywhere. I actually lend it to other entertainers, which I normally don't lend my stuff out, that they used to for a play, and everybody loved it. She played a nun. So this has a history. I love it.
Madonna was my first icon as a 5-year-old
I like
boy,
that.
and I learned her songs from I'm pretty sure he was the gay man at my school for music. But Like a Prayer was the first song I actually learned word for word as a singer.
Yes.
As a kid, I still love it. I
I love performing like a prayer. I've done it many times, and of course, I'm gonna do it in a different way than.
What other
Madonna
questions do
performed.
we have here?
There's no more questions.
I mean, comments? Anybody
No
else?
comments, guys. Comments. Can you guys hear
That's
me?
okay. Well, thank you all who commented so far.
Saludos,
you know.
Gary Martinez. Gary Martinez is the lady that I was talking about that I went in drag like 14 years old to her house. She logged in just now. Saludos, Gary.
Glad
Mwah,
she
mwah,
speaks
mwah.
English.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. So glad that she was sharing when she was 14, or he was 14, or wherever. But that it was the first time coming out in drag at a party in Puerto Rico.
Her
right?
house. No, her house.
Oh, in the
We
Bronx.
were Bronx neighbors.
Oh, in the Bronx. So she shared
And
that,
she
and
locked
that no
in.
one knew that it was.
People didn't know it was
You,
me. I was
yeah.
not for nothing. I was a cute kid. When I was in elementary school in 6th grade, the lunch lady said, "You are more beautiful than a girl." And I didn't know how to take it because my hair was long. I knew her grandson was gay, and I didn't know how to take it. Then I spoke to someone, a family friend. He goes, "No, that's a compliment." I'm like, "Okay." I said, "I have no issues because I knew what I was when I was in 1st grade.
Sister,
I'm greedy. I like both."
Sister.
But then I chose. I said, "I got I
Sister,
chose one
bless
side."
Me, bless me.
Hold on.
Bless me.
Hold on. Let me bring out the holy water.
Bless us. We gotta. Bless
Thank
our
you,
inside.
Skywalker.
Shout out to people with the big noses. It's really hard to drink. I mean, no shade, but I gotta go from the side.
Frankie,
So it's getting in the way.
respectfully, I'm getting kind of turned on with that nose again,
Darling, I mean, later on I'm gonna wear this. But you know what? It's so terrible. It's all kiki. We know shady, but you think I have money. That's why I have the big nose, right? Steve thinks I'm one of the people with the big noses that got money, but
They say that people with big noses got freaking money. And people think that I'm one of the biggest event producers in New York City. They think I got money. Ciao.
let me ask you, what would so talking about Halloween, because this is Halloween week,
Yes.
and I think all of us are big lovers of Halloween, especially in the years recently.
Yes,
People
yes.
are really about the holidays, and I think I love the holidays like everybody else because it's really the most fun time of year. Especially we get to dress up, we get to spend time with family, we get to make moments. Things are more festive, people are more soft and loving and endearing and stuff like that. But since we're on this Halloween special, can you tell me, in your entire life of Halloween costumes, what has been your favorite Halloween costume to date? And you have so.
Oh, I have-
I've seen so many.
Yes.
I know my favorite of you in the years I've known you.
Okay.
But tell me yours.
Okay. Well, when I opened the Wendy Williams show, her first show, Halloween show, I was dressed as half Dorothy, half the Wicked Witch, and I
Yes.
actually introduced
Oh, yes,
Wendy.
yes.
They used to have the audience introductions back in the day. That was one of my favorites. And then when I dressed like Medusa, that I won Wendy Williams Grand Prize, I dressed up as Medusa. That was a good one.
Darling, I asked for one. These drag queens, they go on and on about themselves. It's all about me. I asked her for one costume.
I have so many. Hey, wait a minute.
Darling, we have an hour. I asked her for one. I asked her for
The
one.
Bride of Frankenstein is one of my trademarks. As my brother, DJ Cruz,
I love DJ Cruz.
and
Big
you
up
get-
the queens.
She actually gave you more than one. She even
because
gave
there's
you,
so many.
She even gave you Wendy Williams, who's I think a drag queen.
Yes,
I love me some
we got the
Wendy
same size
Williams.
titties now.
I love me some Wendy Williams. Okay.
So my brother's trademark Halloween costume is Frankenstein, and my trademark costume is the Bride of Frankenstein.
Okay,
So
so I'm
people
going to need to
expect
see
that.
that again.
Yes, it's really cute.
I think, over the years I've known you and I've seen you rather, or how Brooklyn says sorve. Sorve. Maybe New York says I sorve. But love you, Ebony Cox. I learned that from my girl. But I think my favorite costume of yours over the years has been when you did. God, does she have a name? I guess the evil. Yeah, she's just the evil queen from Snow White.
Oh, the evil queen from Snow White.
Evil
yes,
queen
the-
from Snow White. Oh,
Yes.
And a second runner-up. I'm sorry, because I think, but Baby Jane.
whatever,
Baby Jane.
Whatever happened to Baby
Baby
Jane?
Jane
that
was
speaking about whatever
incredible.
happened to Baby Jane, this coming weekend, I'll be hosting my Bronx City Home Bats annual Halloween party, and the one that played Joan Crawford's character, she's gonna be my co-host again. So it's
Vivica Westwood Mother.
Yes, honey. Honey, she appeared on Pose several times, bitch.
Oh, Vivica
We need to give you your flowers, Miss Vivica Westwood Mugler.
Vivica did it. Actually, you know what?
A lot of girls from the Bronx
let's
did
tell
it.
the viewers.
Jasmine Van Wells came out on Pose too. Egypt La Bella.
A lot of our colleagues and friends that we know from just the boroughs
Yes.
came out on Pose. You said Jasmine
Van Wells.
Excuse me. Lee Soldier Simmons.
Yes.
Bronx's Christopher Estrada. Look him up. Great music. The gentleman who was a main character, you know his name, the dancer from the Bad. He was one of the main guys. I love you for watching.
Oh my God, I forgot. Can I remember his name right now?
Look him up. Look up the characters. But he danced for Bad.
Yes, he did.
That-
Oh, yes, he did.
The late Extravaganza.
Hector Extravaganza.
He passed, right?
Yeah, he passed away a couple of years ago.
Love
Rest
him.
in peace.
He was on there. We go down the line.
He was one of my biggest supporters. Hector Extravaganza, grandfather Hector Extravaganza, was one of my biggest supporters. He goes, Appolonia, doesn't matter what you do. These bitches are going to criticize you because they can't take you. And I told him, I know.
And can we just give him his props? He was fine.
He was a handsome man.
Gosh,
He was a handsome
beautiful.
man. He was a handsome man.
Beautiful.
You know what I loved about him? If he liked you, you knew it.
Yeah.
The same thing with me. If I don't like somebody, you will know. But not because I will talk bad about them, because I don't do that. I don't need to do that. I just don't deal with them. That's it.
Yeah.
That's simple.
No, myself, I really don't find many people I don't like. And if it comes across someone that I don't like, it's just they just have like a really just vibe, that I just like I can't put my finger on it, and I don't want to not like people. But there's sometimes, there's people out here, and what we always gotta remember is that even the people that we don't like, there are some of us that don't like people because there's something in them that we envy, and so we are challenged in our own spirit about it. Pardon me. There's something in people that we don't like because we just are quick to judge some people without trying to understand.
Yes.
And there's something that we don't like in people just because generally, like, they may be just, like, evil-spirited. But I think for the most part, I really try to give people the opportunity and the chance. But rather than me wasting energy, I'm sorry, baby, to, like, have to have, like, what they call people beef and stuff with people, I don't even offer you that I don't like you. I will let you know I like you. I will smile and love you. But you will never...
It comes to a point that you say enough. I don't give a fuck if the bitch is an alcoholic, she has issues. That's why she lashes out at you. Oh my God, am I talking about my neighbor from hell? Anyway, so...
Oh, I thought you were talking about Miss Paradise.
No. I have no issues with Miss Paradise.
Well, I know you don't. I'm saying, but she had one with me. But...
But Miss Paradise, I know her before I knew all of you. Honestly, wait. Now that you brought her up.
Yeah.
Gina Paradise, I give her flowers. And she was the first bitch I knew in New York City before I knew the whole community. Because she was part of Bad. She was part of the show that I used to also host, Strange Fruits. So, I give her flowers. You know what I'm saying?
And you should. And just to add to that, you know what? I don't know Gina Paradise, and I have nothing ill against her. She took it upon...
No, but she apologized. She apologized to you. As a matter of fact, I forgot to tell you she apologized.
Well, I guess she apologized to Appolonia to give to me.
Yeah,
but
because you guys blocked each other, right?
Regardless of that, God bless Gina Paradise. But you really jumped to many major conclusions because we don't know each other, her and I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, but that's...
love you. Sorry that stuff happened.
Yeah, but you know something? Let me tell you
something. We move forward if something changes, but my radar is up.
Let me say something, Frankie.
Antlers.
Let me speak for a second.
My antlers are up.
Let me tell you something. In our community, especially people like me, I'm very forgiving.
I'm not.
But then but let me clarify what I'm saying. But it comes to a point that you go, wait a minute, I'm having my own freaking problems. And I don't disrespect nobody. I hate when people say, but give her a chance because she's struggling. I'm like, bitch, I'm struggling. I produce events for our community, LGBT plus community, with a broken arm, bad back, bad foot, with staples on my head, and I never mistreated anybody. So I'm the last bitch that people have to say, forgive her, she's going through shit. I've been through shit, and I still do what I need to do, but I don't disrespect anybody.
Never at all. But I still stand upon, even my own family this weekend, another different story. But you know what? In the words of Maya Angelou, excuse me.
Is she dead?
When a bitch shows her true self, believe it the first time. And that's what I'm going to stand on, so I'm showing different. So,
You know, I'm the type of bitch that,
That's it.
as I'm getting older, and I don't mind screaming my age, 57 bitches, I don't mind screaming my age. You know why? Because I'm a survivor.
58, darling.
It will be. God willing. But you know, so I believe in the power of forgiveness. I really do. I forgave people from the community. I forgave. But then I'm like, you know, there's a limit on forgiveness, because if you keep forgiving the same people,
Well,
you know, it's
we also
not
have to
good.
remember, forgiveness doesn't mean I have to break bread with you. Forgiveness is like, you know what, I forgive you, but we're not gonna break bread. Like, I mean,
Exactly.
if I see you somewhere, hey, how you doing? It's good to see you.
No,
And
I'm not
keep it
like that.
moving.
See, I'm evil.
Oh.
If I don't like the bitch, I'm not even gonna say hi to them. I'm just gonna say hello to everybody else, keep on walking. I'm not a hypocrite. Or if I don't wanna make that bitch feel uncomfortable by not saying hi to her, I say hello everybody and keep on walking. Then I'll go to my people and give hugs and kisses.
And I respect that. I mean, and I agree with that. I won't make it a point to, like, you know, slobber over someone that I have a differences with. But the same token, you know what? I'm gonna be Frankie Allday, and I was raised, you know, hey, and not to say you weren't raised, no, I didn't mean that, but like, I shouldn't say raised. My personal thought would be like, you know, I can say hi and keep it moving, but
No,
I will
I
never.
want they're dead to me.
I will never.
I
let
even
you
forget their name.
Break bread in my house.
I'm an evil bitch,
I will
honey.
never offer opportunities to you. But you know what? If I'm out, I see you. Hey, you know. But because that's just me. But
No,
you know.
I'm the type of bitch. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm really not. If I don't like for me not to like someone, it's because they did me wrong. And if they do me wrong intentionally, they dead to me. I don't give two fucks if I'm in an event and they are now. Wait. Before I get interrupted, don't interrupt me now. But if I, as a professional, and I'm working at an event, because it did happen in 2019, and that person was there, so I gave that person their flowers and introduced them on stage and give them a respectful introduction. I do
Are
because
we thinking about the same person, sister?
yeah, don't mention names. That person's not even worth to be mentioned.
We won't mention her, but I don't like her
And
either.
I gave the person,
Evil,
I gave
evil.
The, I gave the person their flowers. The person was not even dressed to perform, but I brought the person on stage and I said, here, and I kept on walking. But I will never speak to that person because that person was evil, and that's what I'm gonna. So you know, I could forgive, but when stuff is done intentionally, especially to break friendships, I have no forgiveness on that. They're dead to me. That's it.
Yeah. And I just want to say, I know what you're speaking of. And I want to say her name.
Don't mention her name. No, don't mention the person's name. Not worth it.
But that same person that we're not mentioning names of, the first time I met her, I sang.
Him.
Oh no, this is the her I'm talking about.
But I'm talking about. Child, can't you?
I'm talking about her, darling.
Child, darling, hold on. I need to train Miss Thing when she's co-hosting with me. She needs to follow my lead.
Wait, she's a him though? She's a him?
Fake it, bitch. Just follow my lead. Don't debate me. Anyways, go ahead. Talk about him. Go ahead.
Okay, I want to move on because that's not what the show's about.
No.
But I just met that person, and in 5 minutes was very ungracious to my performance. I didn't even know them, so at that quick moment, I just knew that was my people. But
They're laughing. They're laughing.
Let's move back. I want to go back
Let's go
to
back.
Saturday night because that's Bad Bronx Academy of Arts and Dance annual Halloween party
yes.
that you originated, correct? Is that
With Charles
correct?
Rice Gonzalez.
With Charles Gonzalez. And tell us more about that. What's going to happen Saturday?
Well, it's going to be, we had a plan for outdoors, but since the weather's been kind of, funny, it's going to be indoors. On Friday, they'll make the decision, but this is the sad part. If it's held indoors,
limited people.
no, they have mandates. You need to show your vaccine. That you had at least one shot in order for you to be let in. because that they need to follow the laws in New York City, because if not, honey, they got a big old penalty.
Well, in that case, I think about that. One, I may have difference of agreement with that, but same token, as a business, you can't, like, even if you have a thought as a business that you're
Yes.
not really stuck on the vaccine.
Yes, yes.
You have to respect the patrons, and you don't want to be sued.
No,
and if a
if you're-
patient comes in and someone's like vaccinated, they hear someone's not.
But
and
if
they
you're a
wanna
business
sue,
owner, Frankie, if you're a business owner, you have to follow the guidelines, because the city will come in and see that you're not asking people if if you got the vaccine, you're gonna get in trouble.
All right, so tell me, darling. I want to hear about
Yes, lovely.
your event at BAD. Forget the,
Well, it's
but
not
the
my
vaccine was important.
no, but it's not my event. We already spoke about it. It's Bad's annual Halloween party. It's gonna
Okay,
be this coming
bad.
Saturday.
Whoever's it is part of the Bronx,
Yes.
and we're representing the Bronx.
Yes.
We're out in the open in the Bronx. We want to give props and promotion to the Bronx. So Bronx Academy of Art and Dance,
Yes.
Arthur Villas, Charles Juan Gonzalez, their annual Halloween party.
Yes.
What can we expect there?
Honestly, it's just gonna be an open stage, karaoke. I still don't know what I'm gonna do, but we're professionals, honey. I'll whip out something in a second. And I'm looking forward to seeing Vivica Westwood Mugler.
Yeah, we
And
love
we're
you,
gonna have
Vivica.
we're gonna have a fabulous time. Speaking about Halloween, are you going to the parade on Sunday?
You know what the sad part is? That I've been in New York City for 14 years, and I have yet to go to the New York City Halloween parade. And what? I know, and the reason behind it is because I'm from Philadelphia, and I just am so, I have a very rich family, in love and caring and affection and all that stuff, and we're so tight. And I just, I have nieces and nephews now, and I can't not be home on Halloween to spend those moments, because at the end of the day, for me, when your last breath comes, those are things that matter.
Exactly.
And I was gonna go to the Halloween parade probably, maybe 4 years ago. But the day I was gonna go was here. What's meant to be is gonna be. There was some van that was blown up on the West Side Highway.
Oh, yeah?
Like 2 hours before the event, and
Oh,
I
no.
said, I'm terrified. There's a terrorist attack. I'm not going.
No, I remember. It came out in the news.
But New Yorkers, I cannot lie. New Yorkers are like, eh. And New Yorkers do what they do and are going to do what they want to do and bounce back, and are so resilient and brave. And the parade still happened, but I never got to go.
I covered the parade twice when I used to work at this other show on BronxNet. And I covered the parade live, interviewing the people and their costumes. I was hoping that LDM Network was going to do the parade, but he's doing the one in the Bronx, the Halloween thing that he's sponsoring.
Well, as they
co-sponsoring.
should, we're trying to big up the Bronx. Thank you, LDM Network, for repping the Bronx. Thank
Yes,
you.
he's gonna be in the
Yeah!
Bronx this Sunday. He's gonna be in the Bronx. You want to talk about it, producer? About what's gonna happen on
Yeah,
Sunday?
you should. We're going to have a little libation.
Yes, LDM Network will be at Sullivan Boulevard this Sunday.
Sullivan
for-
Boulevard,
Is it Sullivan Boulevard? What is it?
Bruckner Boulevard, darling.
Brooklyn Boulevard? Sullivan Boulevard?
where
Where
Kmart
the old
used to, where Kmart
Toys
is.
R Us is from 12 to 3 p.m. LDM Network is one of the partners of this event. We're going to be giving out candy, taking photos, bouncing house,
The bouncing house.
music, and some fun. Come on board.
I still don't know, because I was gonna offer to represent LDM Network on Sunday, but I don't want to commit and then not be able to go.
Yeah, no.
But
I get that.
I love Halloween.
No, I love Halloween, but while we're on that subject of Bronx and Halloween events, I just took the liberty of just going through Google, and there's just some things I want to mention. Is that okay to mention other things that are happening in the Bronx?
If the producer wants, because normally when we promote other events, we getting paid here for that.
Okay,
So
well,
that's
let
why
me
we
know
don't-
if it's a thumbs up or not. I just want to tell people what's happening in the Bronx, because
It's
we're
up to
from
the
Bronx,
producer if he wants to, but normally, we don't give free promotion to other places because they don't support us. So that's how we normally do it.
Okay, well, you know what? We get that. Moving along.
Well, we got a question. What does Halloween mean for both of you, especially in the Hispanic community?
Answer it first, darling. Go ahead.
So I can just say this, being someone who is of And I know a lot of people, and I'm not the one to sit here and say, "Oh, I'm multicultural." I really don't care about that. I'm not bent on that. But it is important, because I'm Puerto Rican, and I'm also my father's Puerto Rican, mother's Irish German, and because the question was about Hispanic and Halloween, I didn't grow up in any specific culture growing up in my house. So I don't really know what the connection between Halloween and Hispanic heritage is.
Yes.
Me, but Appolonia can't answer that.
Yes.
But Halloween for me, it's just it's a holiday, and it's somewhere where as I guess me personally, I'm an artist, and it's the day where I can be the most expressive. In my person, my spirit, my creativity, and I can really just come out and showcase myself in a way you don't get to all year. Because even though Halloween is probably all year in New York City, because you see some sights on the train.
Lord Jesus.
But most places, you probably look at sideways like, what is that? But I really can't answer the question with the correlation between Hispanic and Halloween, me personally. But I just want to say, I just love Halloween because I love scary stuff. I love the idea of being creative. I love, Wiccan culture, pagan culture. I'm so interested in all the stuff that happens there, and that's really my love for it and my attraction to it.
Yes. With me, Halloween, like I said, Halloween has been in my family for a long time. I remember when I was a little kid, like in first grade, my uncles, I have an aunt that she used to be a socialite back in the day because her husband is a well-known musician. He's semi-retired now. He used to open for different acts. And I remember when we had family gatherings, my uncles, my aunt's brothers used to wear her wigs, her shoes, and just be kikiing in the house. That's how. So for us, it was, we always celebrated it. For us, it was no, we needed to do it. It's like Christmas, like we said earlier. Yeah. So I remember my uncles putting on the wigs and her heels, and they used to perform, do some crazy stuff, skits, comedy skits. So for me, a year without Halloween, it's like, we need Halloween. You know what I'm saying?
No,
especially for the ugly people.
Yes.
Let me ask you: are you a horror film fan?
I'm
Ooh,
a
yeah.
horror. I love horror movies. When I look at myself, I excite myself.
Let me tell you, this woman, I love horror films too. I watch it all day, every day. Horror films, horror TV, horror documentaries.
Thank you for the love, guys.
Everything from it. But one thing I am my mother shares the same idea. We're terrified of things with exorcisms. But I know Appolonia, she lives to watch The Exorcist. David, what's his name? Blatty is the guy.
Linda Blair or something?
That's terrifying. How do you sit in your house and watch that by yourself?
Well, when The Exorcist first came out, I was around 10 years old, 9 or 10 years old. And I wasn't able, my mom didn't allow me to see it. But my uncle's nephew and brother-in-law did. And he was sleeping in his mom's bed for a couple of weeks because he had nightmares. I remember it was in 1973.
You don't find it terrifying?
No, because I'm a horror movie. I love The Walking Dead. I have to catch up on season 10.
So I can watch zombies, and I really don't like zombie stuff. My favorite genre of horror film is slasher. Unless someone chasing you, trying to kill you. I love that.
Yes.
I can watch ghost stuff, to a point.
Yes.
But the devil stuff,
Listen, I prefer watching a horror flick than watching a sad. I cannot watch sad movies. I cannot watch.
Well,
sad
no, I don't
movies.
watch sad stuff either.
I can't.
Anything that's mushy. Bleh.
I can't.
Keep it.
Has to be
keep
like
it.
a comedy, like a love comedy is fine. Horror movies, yes, and stuff.
Something
like
that the gays hate me for is that I don't like The Notebook.
The Notebook, you don't like it?
That's a mushy piece of vomit that I just can't get with. Love doesn't happen like that. Maybe for the first 2 weeks, but that don't happen over 20 years. That, come on.
We have a question by Sean Graham. He's one of my director of
Hi, Sean Graham.
He's asking, what's your favorite Halloween candy?
Oh my goodness. I have to say Snickers. I love chocolate nuts.
Well, I bet you do, bitch. You know what I love? I love candy corn. But hey, look, hold on. I need to do an exorcism.
Darling, all these years you're still choking, darling.
I'm still choking. I feel like
Wait,
a newbie.
in the words of gosh, my brain just kind of goes out. But our lovely comedian, her name's not Shanique, but she's the queen of the comedy. But she said, "Relax your muscles, relax."
I was choking.
The demon is coming out now. Don't vomit on me, bitch. Don't vomit on me, bitch. Go to the bathroom.
I'm literally choking.
Oh,
No, I'm good. I'm good.
she says she's good.
I'm not dying yet.
Die, I want this show.
I actually choked on my holy water. Oh, somebody's calling me right now. I should have picked up the phone and put it on speaker. I should have
Cindy
done that.
Sugar Rush, we saw you call, but she's okay. She's okay here. Thank you, sweetheart, for checking on her.
I should have put on on speaker.
Before we go too far, though, the bad event. Okay, what time does it start?
It starts at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock to what time?
I have no idea. 10 o'clock. It's early.
And is it it's on Westchester Square on the 6th line. 6th line will take you to between Zariga and
Yes.
Cypress, is it?
Sariga and
Westchester
Westchester Square.
Okay.
But most of the people know where it's at. Bad has
But
been around
those
for
who
such a
don't
long
know
time.
and haven't been there,
Yes.
I feel like just look up bad Bronx Can Bar and Dance in the Bronx this Saturday, 6 o'clock. You said?
I think the flyer says 8.
Okay, 8 p.m.
I was not involved with the preparations this year.
That's
But
all
all I
right.
know
We're just
is that
promoting
it's-
because the
it's
Bronx,
at-
the
it's at
Bronx
8 o'clock.
Ken Bars and Dance really is a staple, and they really have opened a lot of doors for a lot of artists here
Oh,
in
of
New York
course.
City. So
And now that
we
you
wanna do
mentioned that,
yeah.
I brought a lot of artists from our community to Bad as well, the people that perform for me. So I've opened doors for many people, whether they admit it or not.
No, you have,
Yes,
and
one
so you
doesn't
can
do
expect
that.
what on Saturday? Like
A
performances.
Halloween show, like I said earlier.
There's a cash bar.
A cash bar,
You
there's going to be
know,
open stage, karaoke.
Decorations. Open mic. So if you want to come in and do something, you're definitely welcome.
For those of you that are interested in watching, just contact me on Facebook Live or YouTube, Appolonia Cruz. Better at Facebook, Appolonia Cruz, and I will give you more information.
Is there a costume contest?
Yes.
Oh, that's a scandal.
I don't know how much is the prize. Actually, I have no idea.
There's
but-
scandal over the years.
Well, the thing is that if I feel, I'm not going to mention names. If you're going to join a Halloween contest, costume contest, just bring your A game, because I have someone that's won 3 years in a row. They always bring their A game. And it's not that we chose them, the audience chose them. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So-
absolutely. But it's all in fun. The costume contest, the karaoke, whatever. It's all in fun. There's no competition needed. No, this is all about just community. It's about
Yes.
community getting together, celebrating each other, and the LGBT community getting together
Exactly.
and banding together.
Yeah.
Stop having the walls
Yes,
and
yes,
the
yes.
division and whatnot.
So I want to give a special shout out also to one of my friends, and he's also one of my volunteers for Bronx Pride Festival and Health Fair. Angel Martinez, how are you, my love? And another shout out to Casanova. He's one of my kids. He's also one of my major volunteers. And
He loves the Smurfs. Casanova. He
He
loves
loves
the
the Smurfs,
Smurfs. He does.
Let me see who else. If anybody else has a question, my auntie Vivian asked, what time is the bad Halloween party? 8 o'clock, my love. 8 o'clock. We're gonna give an update on Friday, to make sure it's gonna be held indoors, because according to the weather forecast, it's supposed to rain. So we're gonna find out for sure on Friday, because I wrote them an email. I need an update. What's happening?
I have a question.
Ask me.
So aside from Halloween, have you ever dressed up in a costume to have intimate encounters?
Oh, child, yes. Okay, so before the internet became really popular, I used to go on a phone line. That was all you saw in the gay magazines in the back page. So I went in and I met someone, and I had a show somewhere. I was just like Iris Chacon. Iris Chacon. Yes, Iris Chacon, guys. Google her if you don't know who the hell she is. Iris Chacon. So I went with that.
How do you spell Chacon? You said it very
Chacon, C-H-A.
C-O-N?
C-O-N, Chacon. So I dressed like Iris Chacon, and I was slimmer, of course. Yes, and I lost weight again this year.
Yeah, this waist is tiny back here.
Yes, honey, I lost weight. I did. I lost like over 35 pounds. Yes, bitch. So anyway, I dressed like Iris Chacon.
Cheers to that, bitch.
This time I'm going to drink and then talk. So when I got home, he showed up a couple of minutes later. When he saw me, he goes, "Oh my God, you're beautiful." And I told him I just came from a show because I told him before. I actually performed for him too, in many ways. But I actually did the show that I did at the club, and he was tipping me.
Yes.
And then, we went check on the house down, bitch.
I've never,
You never had sex dressed up?
well, like in lingerie stuff, but like for Halloween,
Cross
I
dresser.
really have. Yeah, it's so sexy though. It's so sexy to have fun, but I really have this fantasy. I love horror films. I can go to. I put Michael Myers on to go to sleep because it's a lullaby to me.
Yeah.
My mother used to go see it when she was pregnant. So I think if people believe in
funny.
when babies are gestation, they hear stuff, they love that. So that music, dun, 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 dun,
Yes, yes.
that's lullaby music for me. But
bet
I would love some man to wear a Michael Myers mask and serve it to me. Slice and dice, stab it up.
I have a confession. Now that we're talking about that, I have a
What?
confession. One time, I went to a party, and someone was dressed as the Wolfman, a bodybuilder. As a Wolfman.
Ow.
Half bodybuilder, half... And I took the dog home. And I was the one howling that night. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm living. That is just some hotness. Talking about Halloween costumes too, what I really love is that, for the most part, we had a conversation earlier
Yes.
in the back room
Yes.
about, women and, and I'm not
Whores.
making light of anything with like the Me Too movement and just say no. It was just a conversation we had. But I just want to highlight, it's like at Halloween, it's just, oh, we have the music.
I hear it in the background.
I'm getting kind of moist.
Me too.
Ugh.
You get first dibs.
I'm getting moist.
You get first dibs. You tire
but,
easily.
But it's like, I think with Halloween, it's just like we all get to come out and really be what's really in our spirits to be. And not even the spirit to be, but just like actually just be ourselves,
Yeah.
which was what we all want to be. We want to be ourselves on the daily. But on Halloween, we get the free pass because of the holiday.
Yeah.
And not just speaking of just women, but I'm just talking about women. But it's like what humors me and tickles me at women's Halloween costumes. It's lingerie costumes.
Yes,
it's
yes,
like,
yes.
come get me now. Come get me now. And you women love to wear them.
Yes.
And it's like, how can you expect people not to look and be like, oh my God, I need that right now. And not that someone disrespect you. I'm not saying that, or someone should be violent or hurt you. But it's just like, come on. I tell you at the gym,
Yes,
at the gym, you girls wear these little things now. It's just like, you see the whole booty crack and the whole out of the booty.
You see the camel toe?
I want
No
everything.
camel toe?
I don't want to see that. Ugh. Well, wait. Howard Stern wants to see that, but I want to see that.
Well, I haven't seen a camel toe in a long
But
time.
it's like at the gym, I would love to see men come in with their wang in a little pouch swinging, so I can see the size of it. That's might as well what they wear if women wear that. But
Exactly.
the Halloween costumes are so sexually promiscuous, and you cannot deny it. And if you do, I don't care. Boo-hoo, wah, 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 wah. It's the fact of the matter. But women's costumes are lingerie on the street. It is so...
But that's normal. I be on Instagram, and I be watching all these rappers and everything, and they be posting that they went to a party and they're wearing just baby dolls.
I know, but but my point is, on the regular day, oh no, stop. But then on Halloween,
Stop.
you get them.
Stop! I can't take it. Two of them.
Yeah. Well, Halloween, it's like you go all out. It's lingerie on the street.
I
It's just
see
like
it.
unreal.
Is it true,
And
true,
mind
true.
you women have young daughters, so you're a role model. Represent correctly when you're around them. But I wanted to bring
That's
it up
funny,
because
that's
the
funny.
costumes are just
I get
ridiculous.
you. I get you. Listen, we have my auntie Vivian say, "Apple, I thought you was a virgin. I am a virgin." Hold on a second. I'm a virgin right now.
I mean, maybe she's a virgin.
Ooh, somebody wrote something really big. Hold on.
My women have sexualized Halloween as taking all the meaning all the way to the... Thank you, Javier Luis. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but I'm saying, the contradiction and, the morality, involved in it, it's just you know what? If you go that way, and you're allowed to, you're entitled to, I'm not judging it. But then don't be so freaking stuffy. The 364 days of the year on the other side with like stuff like that. Like I think like I want to see more men on the street in panties.
Yeah,
And
no,
there's
I
no
want to see them. I
problem.
don't want to see them in panties. For me, personally, it's a turn off. Personally,
Panties?
And panties.
unless if I'm cosplaying.
Well, Howard,
No,
me and
but-
you would love to see those baby dolls out there. You know.
Yes.
Who's Howard? Oh, Howard's the Yeah, I'm sorry.
He forgot his own character.
He forgot his old character.
Sorry, Lil, I
No, but
forgot.
I would
What
love. I would
forgot?
love for me, my taste of men, because let's talk about this. Okay, I'm the type of bitch, right? I'm gonna tell you the type of men that I like. 2 minutes. I got. Damn, this went so fast.
Cause I'm fun, bitch.
Yes, you are. Actually, I'm sleep talking. The type of guys that I like are masculine men because, for me, a feminine guy, it's not gonna do nothing for me at all. So I like seeing a masculine man.
Wait,
But
guys-
wait, but let me
okay,
finish
okay.
my thought.
Yeah, go ahead.
When I lived in South Beach, one of my fuck buddies, right? Can we talk? One time I dressed him up in a baby doll that I owned. I just wanted to, because he had a hot body and a big ass. I'm like, let me see how it looks on him. So I put it on him. I'm like, wow, you look so hot. But I did it with him because it was him. Because normally he's a masculine guy. But for me, I like masculine guys. I don't KK like the RuPaul girls. I don't. But to each his own, I respect it. I don't judge. This is what I like.
I mean, that's all I wanted to say. Like, before you all go crazy, and you can't go crazy because we need to talk controversy. It's like people are allowed their preference. Stop making a storyline for yourself because you wanted 15 minutes of fame. People are allowed to not like someone who's chubby, someone who's feminine, someone who's masculine, like who has black or blonde hair. We're allowed our preferences. So stop making yourself a soapbox and a storyline because you want someone to.
But let me share this, Frankie.
That's
Frankie.
really annoying.
Frankie, let me share this. When I was weighing 251 pounds, I used to look at myself in the mirror and tears went down my face.
Say
'Cause
151 pounds?
I went to 251 pounds, bitch.
Aren't you still down?
Well, I'm 215.
Are you sure?
But I looked at myself in the mirror and actually cried because, I was thinking, I had a hot body back in the day, but then I'm older now, I'm middle age. But then I said, no, I could still lose the weight and look cute, reaching my 60s, it's nearby. And now I'm 215 pounds, so I'm very happy. I'm gonna go to like 185, and that's it. I can't go lower than that. But to each his own. I don't care.
Yeah, but I
have butch girls that date butch girls, femme girls that date femme girls, butch men that date butch men, femme men that date femme men.
Ooh, I think that's the bell, honey.
Oh my God, this went so fast.
It went so fast.
Listen, guys, let's do a little vote before we log out. Do you think we should have a 2-hour out and open? Because with Frankie all day, honey, time goes quick, bitch.
And they love to talk, baby. They love to talk.
Frankie all day is gonna fill in for me next week because I'll be working, like I said earlier.
Can I have the titties? Can I wear them next week?
You guys like to, you can wear them.
I'm wearing the titties next week.
If you guys want to see a 2-hour, I haven't even spoken about this with the producer.
It ain't gonna happen.
He said it ain't happening. If you guys want to see a 2-hour out in the open, you guys need to sponsor us. And maybe you changed our producer's mind, okay? So
Nope. Even with the sponsorship.
And listen, you are the co-host too. Send us your questions. Send us the topics that you
Yeah.
want to hear and talk about because we are just the face of you. We're the face of the Bronx. We're being here. We want to represent you. We want to be about the social issues, the economic, political, all that stuff.
And we're going to take it up a notch. Season 2, we're going to talk about stuff that you guys going to say, wow, I never heard Apple speak that way. Well, you're going to hear it on Season 2, guys, on Out and Open.
And you were so open tonight. Thank you. You're so open.
Frankie, thank you so much for tuning in. Frankie was going to fill in for me next week because I'll be working. I'm a poll worker, bitch.
Go vote. Go vote.
Thank you, producer.
I love all day,
Mwah.
y'all.
How you doing?
I know I've seen this before, and I know you think you ain't wrong. And I know my intuition's on point, and I know I'm having doubts for you, 'cause it's feeling like